All right, we have one more example to kind of dig into these principles of experimental design, as well as kind of review some other ideas from the class. So our example here, some recent studies suggest that broccoli may be helpful in combating overexposure to UV radiation. Based on these studies, we hope to show that a cream containing a broccoli extract reduces sunburn pain. 60 patients suffering from sunburn pain will participate in the experiment. All right, so we have some questions related to the experimental design principle of control. Why should we not apply the cream to all 60 patients? Should we use a placebo cream, and what might that do for us? Explain the placebo effect in context, and then talk about the blinding. You're also going to look at the sample and identify the intended population, and then think about what you might want to know in terms of that sample so that you know that it's representative of a population that you're interested in. So go ahead and pause the video and work on those questions. All right, so let's take a look at these. The first one, we're going to talk about this a design principle of control. So why should we not simply apply the cream to all 60 patients and record their responses? The problem with that is we have no one to compare them to if we do that. So we need a control group to see, is it actually the broccoli cream, or is it just over time that they're getting better? If we use a broccoli cream and a placebo cream, should patients be told which remedy they are receiving? How might this affect their reactions? So no, we definitely don't want to do that. The whole point of using a placebo is so that no one knows which one they're getting. So if we do tell them, that can introduce bias and could result in the placebo effect happening. So that kind of mind over matter, or you think that you're getting medication, so you think maybe you're feeling better, could be an issue with that. So placebo effect in context of this problem is going to be patients reported that their sunburn pain was decreased, even though there was no broccoli extract in the cream they received. If patients are not told which treatment they are receiving, the experiment is single blind. Should this experiment be double blind as well? In this case, I would say if you can, I would double blind this because the response variable is subjective. When you ask someone to rate their sunburn pain, that's hard to quantify, right? People will perceive that differently. So for that reason, if I can, I would try to make this double blind. Okay, sample and population. So the participants here are going to be the 60 folks with the sunburns that receive the cream. The intended population. So people's answers could really vary here, but I would think that the intended population is perhaps anybody with a sunburn, or at least hopefully ultimately that's your goal. And so if that's my goal, and I think about things that might impact how people sunburn or not sunburn, I would want to check to make sure that a variety of races and genders are all included in this research. Okay, so races, different skin colors could react differently to this cream, could have genetics that react differently to the broccoli extract. Sunburns could feel differently to different groups of people. And the genders also, depending on medications that people are taking, which again, things like some of the birth controls and things like that are gender-based, could have increased your sensitivity to the sun or not. And so this could also kind of skew those results. So it seems like we shouldn't have to say that we would want to make sure that we have a variety of races and ethnicities and genders and ages and all of these things. But as recently as 2018, research into pain medication only included men. New research that is in need of replication. So these results have not been confirmed or verified, but they claim that OTC meds do not work as well for women, and that doctors have been recommending it for years, not knowing that the efficacy in women can be significantly less than in men. And that would, of course, be assuming that that research holds true. So there are efforts underway to replicate that research and see if they get similar results, or maybe those results are a fluke. But I was very surprised to learn that it's only very recently that they started including a variety of people, or requiring that a variety of people be included in pain medication research, especially when pain medication affects everybody. So those would be things I would be concerned about with this particular research.